4, 3, 2, 1. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of the J&J Show. This is episode 6 already. Am I correct on that?
Let's go.
I'm JJ Sags. He's Jay Smiles. You know who we are at this point. All right, so
yours truly.
That is a very selfish way to put it. Very, very selfish way to put it. And unfortunately, there are certain people out here in this baseball world that are some of the most selfish and biggest scums, I guess you could say, in this business. And I'm talking about the skipper for the New York Yankees, Aaron Boone, as the Yankees get swept again. What are your thoughts on this? You get swept at home by the Boston Red Sox.
I did not watch any of this series until the last game. And let's just say the last game, I had a roller coaster the whole game. Let's see. So game starts out. I didn't see the Devers home run, so I didn't feel any pain then. But Yankees tie it. Gleyber tied it at 2 with the homer. And my first pain moment comes in, I forget what inning, but Rafael Devers gets intentionally walked. And then Michael King serves up a slider to Justin Turner, and Turner hits a 3-run homer. Why can't we just close out an inning correctly? The good thing was, though, is that Anthony Volpe continues to prove himself well. He ties the game up with a 3-run homer. But Clay Holmes continues to be the Clay Holmes we know and gives up a homer or a run in the 9th inning. And then Kenley Jansen comes in the bottom of the 9th. Yankees got 2 on and nobody out, but obviously in Yankees fashion, they blow it. They don't score anything, and they lose 6-5. Now, for Aaron Boone, why are we saying that there's a turnaround coming? The fans know the season is over. The fans know it. So, in my opinion, Aaron Judge is still lingering with injury. Shut him down for the rest of the year just so he can be healthy coming into next year. But that's just me.
Yeah, it truly is unfortunate, the fact that this is the way it's going down. I mean, at this point, as a Met fan myself, I'm starting to feel bad for you guys. I'm feeling very, very bad for you guys. It sucks at this point for the Yankees. I mean, have I been hoping for this all year? Absolutely. I'm loving this. But then again, it gets to a point where, this cannot keep happening. And I'm going to be honest, I watched this whole series. I don't know why I watched this whole series, but the Red Sox absolutely dominated the series.
Yeah.
Devers
dominated. Literally, Devers, did he hit a home run in the first game? If he homered in almost 2 out of the at least 2.
I believe he did hit a home run in every game because, the guy was an absolute monster.
Yeah.
But speaking of absolute monsters, on the other side of New York, there is another guy that has been an absolute tank. I'm talking about our guy, Pete Alonso. This man was on one of the worst stretches of his career. Could not hit a home run to save his life. Could not get on base. Couldn't get any extra base hits. Now he's just hitting the top off the baseball. As the Mets dominated the Cardinals, they took 3 out of 4 from them. I was very happy with their performance. The first game, they won 4-2. They pitched very well. Good outing from Jose Quintana. Second game, they put up 7 and a very strong performance. Third game, they really showed up, winning 13-2. Yesterday was a game that was just bad pitching from Trevor Gott, but it is what it is. Pete Alonso not only hit a home run in every single one of these games, but he pulled off one of, if not the dumbest and funniest moments in all of Major League Baseball. So I'll paint you a picture. Ground ball is hit by Cardinals prospect and just been called to the majors, Mason Wynn. Chopper right to the third baseman. Gets on with an infield single. Pete Alonso gets this ball in his glove, takes the ball, and chucks it into the crowd.
Oh, man, what is he?
Absolutely. Well, I get it. Could have been an incidental. He seemed very apologetic about it, but that's not even the funny part. The funny part is not only did Mason Wynn get the ball back, only did Pete Alonso.
Man got a full bottle of tequila.
1942 bottle. And Cardinals fans still want to be pissed, still want to try to piss off Met fans with Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso is one of the most friendliest guys in all of Major League Baseball. Am I proud of saying that? Absolutely not. I want somebody who's actually tough on this team. And Tommy Pham was that guy. Shout out to whatever he did in San Diego because that was fantastic.
Yelling
But
at
moving on
I really
to
think yelling at a fan is fantastic.
hey, I mean, the fan was disrespecting him, to be fair. And
Because
just a little bit of a live update here. The Mets are currently playing the Atlanta Braves. It is 10-4. There is one out in the bottom of the ninth inning. The Mets have been absolutely cruising. Pete Alonso hasn't had that much of an impact, but the Mets are just getting hit after hit after hit after hit after hit. It's just piling on at this point. And we're awaiting the final score. I guess do I put up the score now? It's still only 10-4, and there's still one out.
it's only 10-4.
It's only 10-4, yeah. So when that wraps up, we will confirm that. But I just want to make this thing very clear. And who do the Yankees play? The Washington
Yankees
Nationals,
will play
correct?
the Washington Nationals in a 3-game set coming up at the stadium. Yankees starters will be, if I can remember, Carlos Rodon tomorrow, Luis Severino Wednesday, and then Johnny Brito on Thursday. So we're the Yankees fans. I don't know what to say at this point. Expect the good, possibly. I mean, people will say it's the Nationals, but they've been red hot lately. And then you have 3 Yankees pitchers who can't pitch to save their lives.
And they just played a fantastic game.
Yeah, they just played a fantastic, Little League Classic.
Shout out to our boys.
Shout out to Owen Heffron and Zach Brody with an amazing job yesterday.
Guys were phenomenal. There's no other way to put it. They were excellent. Shout out to Michael Chavis for being absolutely hysterical.
Yes, sir.
But I got a confession to make. I bailed after the 3rd inning. I couldn't watch it anymore. I tried my absolute hardest, but dude, watching the Nationals and the Phillies just hurts my brain. Yeah. So a 1-out double for Mr. Vaughn Grissom. So this game might not be over yet.
Back to the Yankees. What you see on this graphic here, if you don't know, the backstory is behind Aaron Boone's speech bubble is he held a team on Friday and basically told the team, we can still turn this thing around and get to the playoffs. But the Yankees' World Series chances have hit 0.0.
Wow.
So there's really no chance. I don't know why he's saying this. He just keeps making himself look bad. It's bad that the Tigers have a better chance than the Yankees right now.
I don't know what's worse. I've heard some really bad like post-game pressers in New York sports. Like, for example, Mickey Callaway, we battled. You did not battle. In fact, the time that you did battle, you were absolutely awful as Acuna flies out for the 2nd out as the Braves are down to their last out. I will get to that game. I am stalling because I'm trying to get this game. But back to what I said about Aaron Boone. He's got to go. Coming from a diehard Mets fan,
he needs to go. Brian Cashman also. And I just want to give a quick, I don't know if I'll call it a shout, but if you are a Yankees fan watching this, September 22nd, be at the stadium, Fire Cashman night. Bring your paper bags, bring your signs, and chant Fire Cashman in the right field bleachers.
Why is it September 22nd?
September 22nd on Friday, we're taking on the D-backs. Let's fill the stadium and chant Fire Cashman because he needs to go.
Hold on. Why are you doing it on that specific night is my question.
No clue. A fan picked it, so it is what it is.
How big is this thing starting to get?
I don't know. But, I might turn out to it. I probably won't, but you never know. If I do, I'm bringing my paper bag.
Yeah, I mean, I got to say, the Yankees have been – I don't know who's been a bigger letdown between the Mets and the Yankees. But the Yankees,
technically, don't the Mets still have a worse record?
They do, but they're only 7 games out of a wild card, and they're playing really good baseball. And they did something at the trade deadline. So, I mean, I wouldn't just say the Mets all of a sudden, you got guys like DJ Stewart, Rafael Ortega, Jonathan Arauz. I think that's how you say it, Arauz. And you've got all these like mediocre, not even mediocre players, certified role players. How Vogelback.
Wait, Ortega and Stewart homered tonight, right?
Yeah, they did. They homered.
So 2 Mets have woken up as the game has gone.
And he struck him out of the ball game. It's over.
There it is. JJ's reaction. The Mets have
All right,
the first game.
finally. All right, the game is over. So now we can talk about it as the Mets just absolutely dominated the Atlanta Braves in this game. And I just want to say to my little cousin Jack, who's probably watching this because he watches all my stuff, suck on this one, buddy, because this one's going to last a lifetime. We have finally beaten the Atlanta Braves in Atlanta this year. Oh, my goodness. It's absolutely brilliant. I have waited a long time for this. And the Mets completely dominated. Yeah, the Braves pitched the Winans guy, but to anybody that's going to go off of that logic, hell, Winans pitched 7 scoreless innings against us the last time he faced us. So you can't use that as an excuse, Atlanta. You just got down, as you can see. Mets scored 3 in the second. The Braves did come back, but 4 in the fifth. Just 14 hits off of 10 runs.
That's what the Mets need. They needed an offensive showing. They got it today.
Dominating performance. Lindor had a 3-run home run that really broke this game open. And when I was driving home from my practice and I see the score, I'm like, hold on, what is going on here? Then I see Ozuna. Okay, this makes sense. This is probably what's going to happen. Hell, Met fans, tonight is a night for celebrating. We just beat the 80s win Atlanta Braves at their place with David Peterson on the mound, by the way. Let's just throw that out there. But I can't gloat too much because my team technically is still 8 games under 500. But there is definitely another team in New York that definitely has a lot more upside. They definitely did not show it yesterday, but hell, it's only preseason. They'll be all right. Let's talk about this. The Jets played the Bucks. I believe it was Saturday night they played each
Saturday
other.
night.
Did you watch this game at all?
I actually, my friend was at the game, so I turned on. I watched the whole second half, and it was a little bit of a waste of time, but it was a good defensive showing. But the Jets looked boring. I know it's preseason, but they looked boring. Jets were shut down in the second half. The only, I guess you could say, the only bright spot was so what happened is the only reason the Jets lost, I would say, and they only had 6 points, is David Moore on the Bucks catches a punt. I guess, I don't know if he called for a fair catch. Like, he might have thought he did, but the ball rolls away from him a little bit. He picks it up, has his knee down, and the Jets, hit stick him. He loses the ball. The Jets scoop and score it. I see it, and I'm like, how could that be a touchdown? They ended up overturning it, and that's how the final was 13-6.
So you're saying that the Jets got bamboozled?
No, they didn't get bamboozled. It was, I don't know why it was called a touchdown at first. It was clearly not. So it was a good call to overturn
So they messed up the call originally, but then they made up for it after.
They made it correct, though.
Okay.
But for what I saw, a good showing from Kyle Trask, a bounce-back game for him.
He was good.
He was good. The John Wolford, hopefully prayers for him. He's all right. He had to go to the local hospital, and Kyle Trask came back into the game. No Baker Mayfield for the Bucs Saturday, but
Rams
Trask, as I said, great job for him. He might have solidified himself a spot on the roster.
He definitely needed that. But speaking of teams that needed a win, I mean, after how disappointing, I wouldn't say they're disappointing. They played a good start, but yeah. I mean, I got to be honest. I am this guy's biggest hater of all time, but the check down king went to work.
Let's go, baby.
Panthers. Speaking of, we got ourselves another Giants fan. You all know this guy. You love this guy. And that's our song. That's our song.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not.
I'm about to make the win. Hey, now as you say that, I'm about to make the win post right now because I do it for every single win. But without further ado, Matt Welling.
We hear it more for the Giants. Let's be honest. Let's go, Welling.
Welling is back. We absolutely love to see it. The GOAT is back. The biggest
Danny
Giants
Dimes
fan that we know.
Cooking everybody.
Danny Dimes and the starters were cooking on
Even
with 10-yard checkdowns. 10-yard checkdowns every play.
JJ, stop it. Daniel Jones looked absolutely amazing on Friday night.
He looked like fire. I don't care that we probably like Tommy DeVito, but doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Does not matter. Doesn't matter.
Facts.
He looked
All right.
amazing. I don't care that it ended with a 9-yard touchdown. Doesn't matter. He was throwing dimes left and right. I don't care that they were all like 2 yards. At least he's completing the pass.
Yes,
Three
sir.
years ago, they're all like fumbles or sacks. So now he has
I
time
will
to throw
say
the ball.
this: he has definitely taken strides to where he needs to be. He is absolutely taking strides.
And can we prop the O line, like, please?
Yeah,
O-line
true.
was
The
good.
O line showed up. Finally.
Like I don't think I've ever seen anything like that since I don't even know.
As I was saying last, after their first game against the Lions, their second group, Wyatt Davis, Cunningham, they played well. Finally, not many sacks against DeVito this time, but I am I'm so excited for this.
Hold
Daniel
on.
Jones and
I
Darren
think
Waller
there's something
connection.
that we need to address right
What is
now.
it?
I'm surprised you haven't mentioned this yet. Is how well Jalen Hyatt made up
Yes,
for his
I was
mistakes.
going to say that.
Bro, yeah, he was next. I was going to talk about him next.
That guy, I'm telling you, boys, there are a lot of people overlooking him. This is going to be
Bro,
a
the
big
Cowboys,
splash.
coach, bro, man's gonna
This
look
is,
like
well, no, I'm telling you, this is going to be a big splash. Aside from all the other guys that we picked up, forget COVID Beasley, forget all those other dudes. Jalen Hyatt,
You
that
say
guy is
COVID
going to be a
Beasley?
stud. COVID Beasley. No,
Word,
Hyatt
COVID
is going
Beasley.
to be a stud.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree 1,000%. And he redeemed himself. He had an easy catch that he dropped, and then the very next play, Tyrod Taylor airs it out to him, and he was wide open. The speed, amazing. Oh,
Yeah.
extremely. Like he had the. I think he has the fastest speed in in NFL history, right? In practice, he was 24 miles an hour. He topped it.
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. The kid can run. He can absolutely
run. He can totally
And
run.
So
I think
I'm
it's
so
time
excited
that
for this season.
it is definitely time that we dive into this one. The Giants, it's every New Yorker's favorite time of the year in football. The Giants and the Jets. And my dad will be at this game, and he's got club access. Unfortunately, I'm not able to go. He's going to bring my little brother. But at the end of the day, though, it's going to be cool to see Aaron Rodgers finally playing for the New York Jets. On the other side will be Daniel Jones as a little bit of a preview of the Week 9 contest. What are your guys' thoughts going into this since you're both big Giant fans?
Go ahead, Jay.
Obviously, I wanted a preview of Week 9, but we're not going to get starters versus starters as Daniel Jones.
Well, we will for like a quarter, I think.
No, Daniel Jones will not be playing in the game, unfortunately. I don't think. They said he's ready for the regular season already. So I hope they play Saquon for maybe a drive or two. But besides that, excited to see, as a Giants fan, I'm excited to see Rodgers and see how this Giants defense can play against against a superstar who they're going to be playing against in the regular season.
Nope, totally agreed. I think this is going to be a good test for Rodgers, even if it is preseason, but just to see how he looks, because there's a lot of people doubting him. And there's a lot of people that are against his beliefs and all that stuff with this team. So it's going to be one big test. Like, again, I know it's the preseason, but you got to see how you got to look. You got to look how he's. I cannot speak today, boys. You got to see how he looks in the blue, in the green. So we'll see.
The Giants defense has to face a lot of great offensives this year. Dolphins, Bills, Eagles, Cowboys. Even Sam Howell looked good in Washington's game today.
Yeah, that was when Terry McLaurin got injured.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
McLaurin and De'Ami Brown are injured. So
I'm starting to love Josh Harris, but he was cringing my head off in that ESPN broadcasting booth. I gotta tell the truth for a minute.
Wow, then.
No, seriously, Josh Harris getting on my nerves.
What I just said, it's a good test for the Giants defense. Hopefully, even if the backups the second defense if the second defense performs well, then try different combinations. Hopefully, Jay Penny gets healed and he's good for Saturday. Jay Penny, bro. I love Jay Penny.
But look,
showed out in the first game, man. He showed out in the first game.
If DJ ain't playing that game, then good. I want my quarterback to rest. This is gonna be a good year for the Giants, I think.
right. I don't know if I'll be able to watch this, but when I look at the highlights and I hopefully see some Tommy DeVito highlights, boy, it's gonna get a smile on my face.
Tommy DeVito.
Tommy DeVito.
Tommy DeVito. You absolutely gotta love it. Now, the fact that we are still talking about this Giants-Jets game, I gotta ask you guys, since you're both Giant fans, how does it feel to finally see that Giants logo on midfield?
Oh my gosh.
God, bro. When they announced it, I was so happy.
I'm happy.
Like, we don't have to, like, obviously we still share a stadium, but it doesn't have to feel like we share it. Like, there's no NFL logo now.
But I'm saying, like, who else does that anymore?
True.
Not even we do. We share with the Chargers, but you don't see us have an NFL logo on our stadium. We got our Ram and their Charger.
But I'm saying, like, who else had the NFL logo in the middle of their field?
Yeah.
That's true.
Look,
and
if they were, don't quote me, but if they were the last stadium, that's like pathetic, dude. Like, just change it. Like,
yeah, I do see what you're talking about. That
I'm glad they went with like a white out logo instead of not like so much blue in it. It looks a lot better with like the white out theme.
Right. Yeah. I got you.
That's what I don't understand. How do you guys feel about the artificial turf? Because I may as well ask you that too.
I just hope there's no complaints. Because if
we're getting injured without touching, if we start walking on the field and tearing ACLs, then something's got to change.
But if Danny Dimes plays like he did on that first drive on that artificial turf, I'm totally okay with it.
We're good to go.
So
we're good to go.
It's fine.
You definitely should be good to go. Now,
as long as Saquon doesn't tear his ACL.
So what is the most important thing that the Giants need in order to stop this Jets team? Because this let's be honest. And am I previewing week 9? Yeah. You know what? Hell, we may as well preview the week 9 game while we're at it in terms of just the Giants and Jets in general. What do you think the Giants are going to need to do to stop that red-hot offense? Because let's be honest, the Jets' offense is ridiculous. Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, Dalvin Cook, Aaron Rodgers. I'm not going to say Alan Lazard because he's not that big of a weapon, but he's still solid. And then you got CJ Uzomah at the tight end. The Jets have a very strong offense. Now, what do you think you guys need to do to stop that?
I think there's a lot of people that don't believe how good the Giants defense is. So who knows? They could be playing down. I mean, I don't know where everyone's going to be at that late in the season, but there is. I don't know specifics, but there is definitely something that the Giants can do to stop that red hot offense because they could be trying to do a lot way too fast. They could be overdoing it. Heck, they could even be underdoing it. They could be trying to play down to the Giants. Who knows what's going to happen? I think this Giants defense is way better than people think it is. There are a lot of things.
Juan, you cut out. Can you please repeat what you just said because you cut out completely?
There we go. What I was saying was I think a lot of people are doubting this team. I think Daboll has really turned this team around offensively and defensively. So the Giants are going to be in that game no matter what's going on. So I think it's going to be a close matchup. Even if they can't really defend Rodgers, there's going to be some offensive attack as well. So I think it's going to be a closer game than people think.
Yeah, I totally agree with Welling here. The people, what he said, like they do underestimate our defense, and the duo between Leonard Williams and Dexter Lawrence is a special one. And if Adoree Jackson, McKinney, unfortunately they did lose Julian Love, but if the Giants defense steps up and they match and they get some stops, and they can be a dangerous team this season.
Yeah, I completely agree. The Giants and Jets are two of the most dangerous teams. Well, could be two of the most dangerous teams. Because let's be honest, no one knows that the Giants are going to be this good. No one knows that the Jets are going to be this good. Like I said in my PTI, Jet fans and Giant fans need to stop dreaming. You guys need to stop dreaming. There will not be a New York Super Bowl. This will be probably the biggest Giant Jets game since the Christmas Day game back in 2011, where my boy Victor Cruz had that 99-yard touchdown.
Oh, now it's your boy. Now he's your boy. All right. Then.
Hey, Victor. Hey, hold on. I have something I want to show you while I'm at it.
Okay. Now he's your boy. All right.
He's been my boy since I was 5 years old. That is me when I was really young with Victor Cruz at Giants training camp.
It's fire.
I was like 6 years old. That was
That's
the year
a
they
W.
won the Super
Bro, we
Bowl.
need to get
Oh, yeah.
JJ back in Giants blue. We need JJ back in Giants blue ASAP.
Hey, I'll wear it over the Jets. Anyways, speaking of dangerous, Welling, how big of a combat sports fan are you?
I'm not really. I haven't really paid attention much, so I'm not big into that type of stuff.
Did you watch any sort of UFC in the last few weeks or so? Did you just is that gibberish for you?
I mean, yeah, it's kind of foreign. It's a little more foreign territory for me.
Okay, well in that case you're gonna end up like Aljamain Poop Stain Sterling. Okay, so
Wow.
let's just get into this right now. I watched this fight. I was very shocked. Aljamain Poop Stain Sterling got knocked the out by Sugar Sean O'Malley. Please tell me you watched this fight, Jacob.
I didn't, but I saw the knockout. I saw the knockout. Don't worry.
It was the cleanest right hand knockout I have seen in a long time. Now, Alja was.
I know you had Sterling.
I did have Sterling. I had $50 on Sterling. Was not very happy about that.
Oh, 50? I didn't know you put money on it.
Oh, I did put money on it. I thought Sterling would be an absolute lock. That's the first time I missed a UFC main event all year long. First time ever. And the other thing that was mentioned was that Sterling is most likely going to fight Mr. Alexander Volkanovski in his next fight. If you can't beat Sugar Sean O'Malley by just trying to take him down, how do you expect to beat Volkanovski? You're not going to touch him. Volkanovski would wipe the floor with Sterling.
I did hear one a fight was announced, but after we finish talking about this fight, then
You're talking about Charles Oliveira, Islam Makhachev. Is that
no? There's another one that came. I'm pretty sure there's another one that came out.
All right, break it down for me. What's the fight?
I forgot who the second guy is, unfortunately, but
If you tell me the first guy.
UFC 295 at MSG.
Oh, John Jones, Stipe Miocic. Yes,
John
that fight's
Jones
been out
is
forever.
fighting. John
Yes,
Jones
that
is
fight's been out
fighting at
forever.
MSG.
Bro, I did my closing thing on that fight. I knew this fight was happening for months. It was only a matter of time before it happens. And I'm excited for that fight. But back to UFC 292. I mean, Ian Gary. Oh my goodness. That fight that he had was one of the most dominating performances I've seen in a long time. I mean, let's be honest here. The guy that he was fighting, Neil Magny, was just getting absolutely torched.
Yeah.
Magny was losing on every card. Marlon Vera dominated Pedro Munoz. Mario Bautista had a very good fight against Damon Blackshear. But I just need to get this off my chest right now. How are you going to have a women's championship match in the strawweight division with Zhang Weili and Amanda Lemos, and you get out-knocked 280 to 20 in total strikes? Zhang Weili had over 250 more strikes than Lemos did in a 5-round fight. That is unheard of. It is the largest deficit in the history of the UFC. Now, I don't know why I feel like bringing this up now, but hell, I'm running out of topics to talk about because the next UFC fight is not for a while, so I may as well bring Welling back for a few. There is something that we haven't mentioned yet, and what are you guys thinking about the current state of professional wrestling at this current moment?
I don't watch it. So
I know he does.
I used to be a very, very avid WWE fan.
How do you feel that Edge may be retiring?
Look, that is a legend in the making. Obviously, there are times where you just
cut out again.
We've had some issues today. It's all good.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. There are
So we
times
are-
where what I was saying was I know he doesn't really want to pull the plug, but his body is. I mean, he's what 50 something.
Yeah. he's
So
old.
he's very old, and he's pushing himself. I give him credit for that, but he this might be the time to put up the lace up those boots and put him away.
Yeah, that would be a bummer for sure.
But
And
he is
another thing-
look. That guy is a legend. So
Yes.
I respect anything that guy decides to do.
Yeah. Also, how do you feel about the whole LA Knight Miz rivalry? I like this. I like
Two guys that consider themselves stars and want the spotlight.
Megastars. Gotta call them megastars.
megastars. Sorry, boom, boom, boom. I got it.
Hey,
Um,
Knight. Yeah.
I like it. I mean, I paid attention a little bit now because I keep seeing LA Knight on my TikTok, obviously. So
He's awesome.
I gotta
There's
pay
no
attention.
guy like LA.
But no, that's great for him. I know they're finally trying to push him. They got to get him out of that U.S. title thing though, because that was not.
He'll be out of it. Speaking
Yeah,
of
no,
which,
that was not working for him.
yeah, how are we feeling about Rey Mysterio? I want to say he stole Santos Escobar's opportunity because Santos was beating everybody. He even beat Rey Mysterio, but then Austin Theory tries to get dirty with him, and I would have loved to see Theory retain. I did not want to see Rey Mysterio win.
In my all opinion, I just hate Austin Theory, so I don't care who he lost to.
How do you hate A-Town Down though? He's such a good heel.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, he's a good heel, but I don't like him.
And the last thing that I do want to touch on that is, again, still related to, well, I guess it's not related at all. I pulled off arguably one of the best trades I've ever done in fantasy football. I'm just going to bring this up right now. So the guy that I'm trading with has Amon-Ra St. Brown on his team, and he wants Ramondre Stevenson. He's a Patriots fan. And I'm like, okay, if you give me a fair price and throw Amon-Ra in a deal, I will give you Ramondre. So the first deal that I offered him was Ramondre Stevenson, and I believe it was one of my bench receivers, and he said no. We talked for like 30 minutes on a deal. And then all of a sudden, he asked me, what receivers do you have? And I said, well, I have Paris Campbell from the Giants. He's like, tell me about him. Well, he'll pretty much be the Giants' number one wide receiver. He's a rat catch machine, and he'll be getting a lot of targets from Daniel Jones. He's like, you know what? I seem very interested in this guy. So then he sends me another offer. Paris Campbell is in that offer, but DeAndre Swift isn't. And I'm like, I'm not giving up DeAndre Swift. So then he wanted to get rid of Gabe Davis. Why? I don't know. But the final trade came out as I received Amon-Ra St. Brown and Gabe Davis, and I gave up Ramondre Stevenson, Jahan Dotson, and Paris Campbell for Amon-Ra St. Brown and DeAndre
Wait, so you
Swift.
didn't get a running back back.
Oh, my backup running back is DeAndre Swift.
Who's your first guy?
Bijan Robinson, my boy.
Got it. Okay.
And my receiver core is now Amon-Ra St. Brown, Mike Evans, and Keenan Allen. That is my receiver core now.
Okay. I like it. I like
And
it.
I got Gabe Davis that I could probably flip in another trade. Oh yeah, same guy then tries to offer me a trade for Patrick Mahomes. He thought that giving up Lamar Jackson, Tyler Lockett, and Jordan Addison would do the trick. I will not trade Patrick Mahomes unless I'm getting three guaranteed starters.
I would have thought about that for like 2 minutes and then declined it.
I'm not doing no. What would you have said? Take this trade and shove it up your ass? Is that what you would have done?
Sure.
Whatever. And then all of a sudden,
lure him in and be like, no way he's going to accept this. I'm like,
and on top of that, apparently when I was gone, he makes another trade. Same guy, by the way. The top piece in that trade, he trades Jamar Chase. And I'm going to read off this trade. And once this trade happens, I'm calling it a night. He acquires Quentin Johnson, Jamal Williams, Brandon Ayuk, and Jerry Jeudy. He's trading away David Montgomery, Tyler Lockett, and Jamar Chase.
Where? To you?
No, to this other guy.
Oh, they went with that?
Yes.
He
sent him that trade. And the guy's like, well, duh, I'm going to take this trade. And guess the guy who he drops? Brian Robinson, the number one running back on the Commanders.
Scoop him up.
Oh, I absolutely am going to scoop him up. As soon as that trade goes through, Brian Robinson's going to be on my team. Who else? Paris Campbell, you're gonna be gone. It's gonna be great. I absolutely fleeced this guy.
The one thing I want to say, the one thing that I feel nervous about that team there, JJ, is Evans, because we don't know the deal with Baker Mayfield. But
That's
I like
fine.
your team.
I got him on Ross St. Brown now.
No, I understand. You got Keenan Allen as well, but I'm saying like we have no idea how that Bucs offense is gonna roll.
Hey, listen, if he just throws to Mike Evans every play,
Which is why I'm drafting Rashad White on every single
Whoa! All right. I just want to get this
All right.
question out of the way. After this question, I'm calling it a day.
Yes, sir.
Should, because I went. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go.
In my draft, in my main draft, Patrick Mahomes went number 1 overall. Number 1.
That's
in
what I
my
did.
league-
When my first year of fantasy, that's what I did.
And in my
I
league,
knew
in this other
nothing.
league,
I knew
and
nothing.
in this league where I absolutely fleeced this guy, and Gans said he should quit fantasy football, I took Patrick Mahomes at pick 8. Should
Ooh.
Patrick Mahomes, even though he's a quarterback, be higher up on people's draft boards? I think he should be in the first round. Guaranteed first round pick. Who is more consistent than Mahomes? No one.
I'm a later quarterback guy, so it really messes with my strategy when all the top guys are going before the 5th round. So
Yeah.
obviously that's to answer your question, he should stay right where he is in the first round. That is first round talent, but he's a quarterback. And in my previous years, I don't draft a quarterback outside the first 2-3 rounds.
Fair point.
But you have guys like Mahomes, like Allen, like Hurts, like Burrow, heck, Lamar.
Hearing Hurts' name in that conversation just makes my day.
But I'm saying those.
Because I'll never be hearing Daniel Jones' name in that conversation.
No, but look. That's
Give it a couple years.
Daniel Jones is not going to score 30 fantasy points a game.
Okay, you'd be lucky.
So I obviously understand. So having guys like that go before round 5, it really messes with you because then you're stuck with guys like Trevor Lawrence. Oh, I like Trevor Lawrence, but Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, Trevor Lawrence. I don't know, Kirk Cousins, Jared Goff, like the lower end kind of guys. And if you're someone who relies on those guys, then good for you. But it's really tough it messes with a lot of people. But I think Mahomes should stay where he is to answer your question.
All right. Thanks for that. Welling, it's always a pleasure having you on.
Wait, JJ, I got something.
I'm not ending it this time. I'm not going to mess it up twice.
Hold on. Before we go, once in some episodes, we'll have mail time. I got some things in the mail sometimes. So shout out to one of my friends. He has a lot of cards. So he tries to get rid of them. So he sent me some. So unfortunately, JJ, there can be some cards in here that you probably would want to use for a fire during camping. So we got a Trevon Diggs to start.
Oh,
that is not Trevon Diggs. That is Tre'Davious White, my friend.
Tre'Davious.
That is Tre'Davious White, my friend.
It says Trey. That's what I meant to say.
You got one of those season tickets? I love these seasons because I have a bunch of season ticket cards right here.
I like it.
Here's where like 4 of these is where it starts bad. So
this one's Trevon Diggs.
Yeah, Trevon Diggs right here. Yup. Trevon Diggs. Yup. Tre'Davious White. All right. We got this bozo.
Oh, tear it up. We
got this bozo. I'm gonna put that away.
Tear it up. Tear it up.
Hold on. Where did it go? Though I lost it.
Nah, just chuck it into the lake.
All right. Well, we got the same exact thing, so I'm throwing that away.
Tear it
up.
What?
2 of them?
Rip it up.
Yeah, I don't know. You sent me 2. The first round, we came back 3-1 against them, but I hated this guy.
Jay Gensel.
Jay Gensel.
I like it. Listen, I like Gensel, but in that series, Jesus Christ,
I hate it. And then we have this dude, Malkin.
Malkin.
All right, here's the good part. So here we go. Here's the good part. We got King Dazzler of the King himself.
Okay. That's nice.
This man fell off the side of the earth last year, but he shaved his head.
Brad man. Oh, man.
We have a blue version of Shesty.
Nice.
And then last one, we have another Shesty card, but look at this one. It's the different colors.
Ooh.
Green.
Ooh, that's a nice one.
Ooh.
And that's what we got sent in the mail today, boys.
Well, it's always good to end off with a stud like Igor Shesterkin. Welling, again, it's always good to have you on.
Thank you, boys.
Jacob, I'm surprised we've been doing this, but 6 episodes now, man. It's crazy how time
Yeah.
is flying.
Yeah.
Well, thanks to you all for watching. Braves absolutely suck. I love tonight.
And Trayvon Diggs is now on the Bills.
Yeah.
That is correct. We're in number 27. Thank y'all for watching. Have a good night. I'm JJ Sec, DJ Smiles. Welling, you're a legend. Thanks for coming on. Peace
Thank you,
out,
guys.
everybody. Have a great night.